So the mission basically is to find out more about Ellis Dimmick.
I'd like to know the circumstances that led him to abandon his wife and child.
So I'm meeting with historian Jim Bomo at the Oakland Public Library.
I have some things here that might shed a little light on Ellis, and I'm just going to let you sort through it here.
Okay, great. Thank you. Ellis Loughborough Dimmick is a Marine. He enlisted on the 26th day of May, 1908. So he joins the Marines when he's 29. Is that early or late for that?
In 1908, San Francisco was being rebuilt after the fire.
Right,
And if you could swing a hammer, you could get a job.
You had a job, yeah.
So this smacks of desperation.
Yeah. This is more of same, right? Ellis. Authorized to enlist Ellis L. Demick. Waiving marriage. What the hell does that mean?
If you had dependents, the Army made sure that part of your salary went to your dependents.
Okay.
So he has declared that his spouse, Genevieve, is not dependent upon him economically, and therefore all of his salary will come to him.
Boy, he sounds like a real jerk. I've been trying to find some way into Ellis to get him off the hook. He just keeps putting himself in. I mean, I'm glad he joined the Marines. I admire that on some level, but holy jeez.
That's his service record.
Right. AOL.
AOL means away over leave. Essentially, he was late reporting from leave.
Right. Here we go. AWOL. He just took off. Well, I guess that pretty much sums it up about Ellis, doesn't it? Failing to return from duty on pier number 3. Oh yeah, I just was at the pier and decided to go get a drink.
On the back here, if you'll see the last comment that they make about him.
Discharged as undesirable, private, because of habitual AOL and excessive use of intoxicants. Character, bad. The Marines couldn't whip him into shape.
He spent a lot of time in the brig on bread and water.
Wow.
And gave up huge chunks of his salary.
So his pay would have been docked every time he shirked his duty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was a real obsessive binge drinking pattern, I think, is what it looks like.
Obviously. He's unfit for just about anything at this point. I have a sneaking suspicion you have found evidence of his miserable existence somewhere else.
What I have here is something that is quite interesting.
Wow, okay, so registration card. This is like a registering for the draft. Ellis Loughborough Dimmick, age 39 years.
In 1918, American men had to fill out selective service cards, and that's what this is.
Oh, this is for World War I.
That's right. And it didn't mean that he would serve.
Right.
And in fact, given his history with the Marines, it's extremely unlikely that they'd have wanted him back.
Okay, yeah.
He was also much too old at this point. But there's some very interesting stuff here.
His permanent home address is the Hotel Shattuck, Berkeley, California.
At this time, it was the finest hotel in the East Bay.
Is it really?
It opened in 1910.
Oh, wow. Oh, he's the night porter. So at least found himself a steady job, at least. He can probably drink, actually. Yeah, it's a good job for a drunk.
And here, under nearest relative,
He says he has a daughter here, Evangeline Lucille Dimmick. Address unknown. Not interesting. Huh. What she would have been at this point?
She'd have been about 12.
Yeah. So maybe he thinks about her.
Yeah.
And years after he'd kind of denied her existence even.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's a sign of something human. Okay. Now what?
I have a document here that will close the book on Ellis.
Okay. Death certificate. He was 60 years old. Arteriosclerosis. And due to natural causes. No cirrhosis of the liver. Maybe strained out a little, who knows. There's Dad, Joseph Demick from Iowa, and his mom, Mary F. Critchbaum from Ohio.
I'm surprised to see that my 2 times great-grandparents, Joseph and Mary Dimmick, both hailed from the Midwest, since Gam was born here in California. Now I'm curious to know why my family ended up on the West Coast.
Let's sort out the Dimmicks.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Would you like to do the
No,
honors?
I wouldn't. No, thanks. No, you go ahead.
I'm probably not any better. But so what we're going to do here is look up some census records and hit the search button. All right, let's go back and look at the 1880 census, because that would have been the first one for which Ellis was alive.
Right.
So here here's the Demick family.
And they're living in Oakland. So, there's Joseph and Mary, Ellis's parents. I mean, okay, so then we have the kids. Okay, Victor, Ernest, Clarence, Lillian, they finally had a girl. Edwin, Virgil, Ellis, there he is.
Ellis is the baby. Now, one of the other interesting things about census records is that you can see the moves that the family makes by where the kids are born.
Right, yeah. Victor and Ernest were born in Oregon. And then Clarence is born in California. And they somehow got from the Midwest to Oregon during difficult times to do that.
Indeed.
Sounds like some sort of wagon train kind of thing. That's the thing, I've never really been to Oregon.
If you're interested in following this back, I can introduce you to somebody who can help you trace the Demick family back to Oregon.
We'll do it. Oregon it is. Thank you so much, Jim. I'm not sure I've ever been as low as Ellis must have been. I mean, Ellis was one of those irretrievably tragic guys, I think. I don't know if I feel sorry for him. I mean, I think there's, people have been through a lot of hard stuff and they don't go the way Ellis did. He was a bit of a scoundrel, honestly. Weak character.